Hello everyone and welcome to another Muffin video. Before we dive in here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell and drop a like on the video too if you're enjoying the content. Don't forget to join our Discord server as well if you're not already there. The link is in the description down below. We've also activated our channel membership which comes with all kinds of perks, so check that out if you're interested in joining. And speaking of channel membership, I do want to take a moment to give a special shout out to our current members. So thanks to all of you, and I hope you're enjoying the benefits. And finally, a reminder that all comments on every video will be automatically entered into our weekly giveaways. Winners will be randomly selected every Monday. So good luck, and let's get this started.
Alright, so in this video we're going to be taking another look at the Stellar Path system, and specifically we're going to be breaking down what the best of the three skills is, and then looking at which exclusive cards and general cards are best in slot for that skill. Now, if you've seen the thumbnail, you'll probably have figured out that the best of the three skills, the best Stellar Path skill, is Exile Star. And I'm not just talking a little bit better. I'm talking much, much, much better. So Exile Star, through all of our testing, analysis, and breaking down all of the potential damage increasing options of these various skill cards you can equip, Exile Star comes out ahead by a factor of almost 1.5x the second best of the three skills. So with that in mind, you're going to want to pretty much keep Exile Star as your main go-to skill. Even if you have it slightly less stars than the other two, I would still suggest using it. The damage potential is that strong. So now that we've established that Exile Star is the best, and let's just have a quick read again so you understand how this works. So Exile Star basically is an arrow rain skill. So it summons an arrow rain on the target area, dealing star shell damage of 23% 8 times. So it's a multi-hit skill. And the arrow rain basically alternates between Azure arrows, which increases damage by 30%, and then Scarlet arrows, which has a 30% chance to double damage. So this basically, without any modifiers, is going to go Azure arrows, then Scarlet arrows, then Azure arrows, then Scarlet arrows on each cast of this skill, basically until the end of battle. So that's how this skill works, and now let's start breaking down which of the exclusive cards and general cards are actually best for Exile Star. So the two exclusive cards, now there are 3 exclusive cards per skill, and it means you're going to equip 2 out of the 3 and 1 is just not as good. So the 2 best exclusive cards for Exile Star are going to be Who Am I and Between Reflections. The third effect, Labyrinth, is not as good as these two, and let's understand exactly why. So let's start with Who Am I. Now Who Am I do have to complain a little bit about, because I was confused at the beginning by this skill, because this description in English is incorrect. It is a poorly translated description of what this skill actually does. And this really threw me off, because according to this description, at least from my understanding, it basically has a chance, a 25% chance, to reverse what version of arrows you're currently. So if you're on Scarlet arrows, it has a 25% chance to instead cast Scarlet arrows, and if you're on Azure arrows, it has a... if you're on Scarlet, it has a 25% chance to cast Azure. If you're on Azure, it instead has a 25% chance to cast Scarlet. So it basically reverses the arrows that you're supposed to get, which makes it even more RNG. This is not correct. That is absolutely not how this works. And the actual description of how this skill works is, it provides this damage boost and has a 25% chance to trigger both types of arrows at the same time. So instead of it reversing which one it's going to be, it's actually a chance to use both, to have both arrows count. So it's going to be Scarlet and Azure at the same time, rather than just one of the two types. So it is a very significant damage increase, and increases the total hit count as well without any downside. So this is a very, very powerful card. And really, it took a while to... basically what we did is translated the game into... changed the in-game language to Chinese, and then using an external translator translated the skill descriptions in order to get the actual accurate description of this skill. So anyway, Who Am I? Very, very good exclusive skill, and one of the 2 best in slot exclusives for Exile Star. The next is going to be Between Reflections. And how does this Between Reflections work? Every 60 seconds, the next star shell damage reduces by 23%, but it guarantees both Azure Arrows and Scarlet Arrows at the same time. So this may on paper seem like, oh my god, it's reducing damage, but the fact that you're launching both Azure Arrows and Scarlet Arrows together is absolutely making up for this 23% damage loss. So this is a very nice damage increasing a card here, because every 60 seconds you're guaranteed to have both Azure and Scarlet Arrows together, which is a significant damage increase from just one. So very, very good. And basically that's the two best in slot exclusive cards. And now let's move on to the general cards, the best pick of the 4 general cards that you will be using. And once again, if you have much higher stars of one or some other rather, you might benefit from using them for the time being. But ultimately, we're going to go through the best in slot here, because that's what you should be aiming for regardless. So let's start by taking a look first off at Crosspath. Now, Crosspath is a very, very good general card here. When casting Star Shell Incarnations, increase the following damage by 3.5% for each hit, and this effect is stackable. So this is a quite good combination with Exile Star, because of the fact that Exile Star, in theory, can hit up to 16 times per cast if you get both Azure and Scarlet Arrows at the same time. So this is going to stack up a lot of damage. So 16 times 3.5, I mean, that is almost 40-50% damage increase. So that's significant. And as such, this is a very, very good card. Probably, yeah, easily the best in slot for Exile Star because of the sheer amount of hit potential that this skill has. The next general card that is best in slot is going to be World's Knight. For every 40 seconds after the start of battle, Star Shell damage increases by 7% up to 5 stacks until the end of battle. Now, in a longer fight, this is absolutely one of the strongest multipliers available, up to a 35% damage increase in a longer fight, so definitely a good option if you're looking at something that lasts for long enough to get up to high enough stacks here. So a very, very good option here, and one of the other best in slots for Exile Star. Next up we have Cosmos Sky. Now a lot of people might be surprised at this one. So Star Shell damage increases by 34%, but it reduces your character damage by 2%. And you might think, wait, is that really the right approach? And the answer is yes. The Star Shell, like the Stellar Path skill damage, is so significant that you can absolutely justify reducing your character's damage by 2%, because this 34% damage increase on the Star Shell is no joke. It's literally no joke. Like, this is a huge damage increase, and it absolutely by far overrules this character damage reduction here. So absolutely worth doing. It is a sweet damage increase on your Stellar Path system. And then the final is going to be Growth. I actually have the wrong one equipped, but again, I'm using it just for the time being for testing purposes. But then the next one is going to be the 4th best in slot, is going to be Growth and Evolution. When casting Star Shell, increase the damage of the next incarnation by 1.1% for each hit, and this effect is stackable. So similar to Crosspath, this is another one that stacks up damage per hit, and the reason why this is so good is because it increases the damage per hit, and as we know, Exile Star has a very high number of hits, either 8 or 16 depending on your RNG, but it really lets it scale a lot during a longer battle. Now, if you're in a very short fight, say under 3 or 4 minutes, then you could, in theory, replace Growth and Evolution with Toy Box. Toy Box here increases Star Shell damage by 42% in the first 60 seconds after entering battle. So that would definitely be a better option for shorter fights. But in a longer fight, when Growth and Evolution is allowed to stack, then that would be better. So definitely 2 options that can go in the slot, either Growth and Evolution or Toy Box, depending on the length of the fight. Unfortunately, we don't have Stellar Path presets, though I'm sure that's something the devs may consider adding in the future. So for now, you would just have to remember to change the cards if you're looking to maximize your damage in a shorter fight. So in conclusion, let's just recap so we understand. Exile Star is the best Stellar Path skill. We've established this. The two best exclusive cards are going to be Who Am I and Between Reflections. And then the four best in slot general cards are going to be Crosspath, Cosmos Sky, World's Night, and Growth and Evolution, which you'll swap Growth and Evolution for Toy Box in a shorter fight. So there you have it. That is the best in slot cards for the Exile Star skill. And I hope this helps you increase your damage output, because this certainly did increase mine when we finally figured out what the best was. And the damage potential of this skill is just absolutely absurd. So there you have it. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.